Feel the waves cut through me.
Originally RS meant Rallye Sport, a series of badges on some tweaked 1960s German saloons. Ford's first real RS model was the 1970 Escort AVO RS1600 twin cam, assembled at the company's former skunkworks at Averley in East London. These rally specials were built, as former Ford PR Supremo Walter Hayes used to say, to win on Sunday and sell on Monday. As road cars they were sensational, if fragile and cripplingly expensive to run. Thanks to a platform formerly shared by Volvo and Ford's Escape, the Focus RS has room for a propeller shaft down the middle of the car and a rear subframe that can support a drive unit. Similarly to Audi's Sport Differential and Acura's SH-AWD, the Focus RS has a clever rear axle drive unit, made by GKN, which rotates the rear drive shafts 1.8% faster than the road speed, but controls that speed via two multi-plate clutches, one for each wheel, that can individually close to distribute power side to side. Incidentally, that torque vectoring diff is what makes the Focus RS drift mode possible. All RS models with the exception of the 1988 to 1990 Sierra RS Gosworth sedans have been two-door shells. But this car is a standard 5-door Focus body sold worldwide. It's strengthened to suit its performance task and the multi-link rear suspension and GKN axle that occupy the space normally taken by the spare wheel. Well, to look at, then, this is a far cry from the binned, Daegler monster that was the second-generation Focus RS that never came stateside. By comparison, the new RS even looks a bit boring from some angles, but the specification sheet is a firecracker. The raw data is 345 horsepower at 6,000 revolutions per minute, up to 347 pounds-to-feet of torque on overboost at 2,000 revolutions per minute. The top speed is 165 miles per hour, with 0 to 62 miles per hour coming up in 4.7 seconds. It's easy to position, it's easy to control, and it's fast. Yeah, and it does donuts at a flick of a switch. We know this is childish, but out of sight of the Ford chaperones, we dialed in the sauciest setting on the driving menu and turned circles in a deserted parking lot. Experienced donuters will attest that it's not so much getting the tail out, or even so much holding it there, but getting it back without spinning in front of your admiring audience that makes it so difficult. There's launch control, which optimizes the all-wheel drive, torque delivery, traction systems, and damping to give the fastest getaway. It feels a little antiseptic to be simply flooring the throttle and sidestepping the clutch instead of balancing the two in a virtuoso display of driving skill. But it works. Torque vectoring through that GKN axle and the brakes means that Ford has dropped the SD model's variable ratio steering rack for a fixed ratio faster rack, which it claims gives greater feel and sensitivity. Through a series of long bends the RS flows beautifully and feels gorgeous, but tighter corners demand precision and determination to turn in accurately. That steering feels slightly woolly and lacks the finesse of RS models of yore, but it's fast and mostly accurate, with a meaty weighting. All-wheel drive has taken away some of the purity of previous Focus RS models, but in turn have added handling certainty and great fun. The new RS gets to you. We drove this car a couple of weeks ago and are still thinking about it. Without the RS history, in the US no one will know what it is save keen-eyed enthusiasts. Given most will only ever see the exhaust disappearing into the distance, the Focus RS is going to remain something of a mystery, which all makes it all the more appealing. It goes on sale in the spring, so do form an orderly line.